could have imagined this? Infant and the infinite, Son of God, so wonderful, heaven's perfect miracle. Glory in the highest, glory in the highest. Prince of Peace, King of Kings, Jesus, Lord of everything. Glory in the highest. Born to die and born to save, born to take our sin away. Light and life to all He angels, let us sing. Glory in the highest, glory in the highest. Prince of Peace, King of Kings, Jesus, Lord of everything. Glory in the highest. Worship Christ, the newborn King. We come and worship, come and worship. Worship Christ, the newborn King. Who could have imagined infant and the infinite, King of all, so meek and mild, God and sinner reconciled. Glory in the highest, oh, glory in the highest. Jesus, Lord of everything. Glory in the highest. Come and worship, come and worship. Worship Christ, the newborn King. We come and worship. The newborn King, the newborn King, the newborn King.
Travis, thanks for sharing the song with us, man.
Thank you.
And these new Christmas songs are so good. And I know you worked on these. You wrote with a lot of different people to get these songs. And we were just talking about Christmas songs it's challenging. It's like, how do I say this in a way that maybe hasn't been said, or, that sounds a little familiar, but it doesn't just repeat the same things over and over. And This song, Glory in the Highest, really is that, where you borrowed a lot of elements from the traditional carols. So there's that sense of familiarity and language in it, but at the same time, you guys added just all this really rich content and reinterpreted a little bit of the old lyric in a way that all of a sudden you notice it in a fresh way that maybe you didn't before.
Right.
But talk about the song a little bit. Man, the one thing that just stands out to me in that lyric was that, the infant and the infinite, like that whole concept of Jesus' humanity and his deity, like come together which is just, I mean, it's a mind-blowing thing.
Yeah, I think this song, like, I feel emotional about it for some reason. When we got together, Jeff and Ben and myself, and we didn't know where we were going to go, but there's a thing about writing for Christmas that you want to capture, that it's you want. Christmas conjures up a lot of things for a lot of people emotionally, and you want to tap in to the history that people would have for Christmas, or the things that are meaningful to them from the past, but you also want to give a fresh expression. It's an interesting thing to pull together. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love to write Christmas songs, but this song it feels like awe to me, like AWE. It feels like awe to me. When we first started, and writing with Jeff is a lot of fun, because he's building track as you're going, like, and he's creating a musical moment as the lyric is still coming to life, and he's building it. And so from the very beginning of writing that song, when he started this, it was just so awe-inspiring. It just was like, it felt like Christmas to me, like everything that I love about Christmas. And then when we came into those first words, who could have imagined this? The infant and the infinite. I was just like, oh, what can you say? What can you say but glory in the highest? And so that's kind of how we stumbled into it. But from the very beginning, I felt like God was creating this just very reverent, awe-inspiring moment with this song, where we are like, we can't even touch this moment that God gave us to bring the infinite to be an infant, and so it's a special song to me.
Well, and I know churches too, like a lot of times you get in the Christmas season and you want it to be worship in your services. You want to recognize Christmas, and you want to talk about, this special time of year it is, and you want to use a lot of that language, but you don't want to sacrifice your worship time in your services. And what I love about this song is that it's just got all of that. Like, it's got that nostalgic language that we've pulled from these great carols, but at the same time, especially when it gets to that bridge and it goes into the come and worship, there's a strong sense in this song of just like, man, I can just lift my hands, I can just sing out and actually encounter God by singing this song, and not just singing maybe a carol I've done 50 times or 100 times.
Right, and we borrow a line here and there from Hark the Herald, but the bridge is the chorus from Angels from the Realms of Glory. Come and worship, worship Christ the newborn King. So if you're leading this congregationally, the congregation in an instant will know the bridge, which I really like. And I also like pulling a line here and there from an old carol, because it makes it sit up. And when you grow up singing Christmas carols, these lines just flow through your brain and out your mouth. You don't even realize what you're singing, like light and life to all he brings. When you take it and pull it out and give it a little bit of a new thing, light and life to all he brings. That's a great line we need to sing over and over. So I like those little touches of these old hymns that were angel hymns. Hark the Herald Angels sing, Angels from the Realms of Glory. We're singing glory in the highest, and just kind of pull it all together.
That's amazing. Yeah, I even mentioned that, looking at those lyrics, even that last verse where it ends with the God and sinner reconciled. I mean, wow, like, isn't that the story of Christmas?
Yes.
And then you guys really create a little bit of a pause there in the recording of like, think about that for a minute. That's heavy. And
that is the story.
That's the story.
That is the story.
Yeah,
God and sinner reconciled.
So good. Walk us through what you're playing from a chord perspective.
I don't know what we're playing from a chord perspective. It's very simple, but the trick in this song is the inversions of the chords, what you're playing in the bass. So it's like and there's some borrowed notes here, but it's like a 4 chord with some sauce, And then it's a 1 chord, but it's got the 3 in the bass. Then the same thing, but with a 2 in the bass. The whole verse, every verse, even when it grows to the second verse, and you're down here, 3, 2, 1 over 3, 4, 3 in the bass, 2 in the bass. So the key is what you're playing, and with with your left hand or in the lower part of the chord. Those inversions, you know, are what, because otherwise it's just 1 4 1 5 1 basically is what it is. So it's real simple. And then the chorus goes to the 6 minor, glory in the highest to 4. The same thing, glory in the highest to the 5. Then the same thing, Prince of Peace, King of Kings, Jesus, Lord of everything. Then that's a 1/3 there. Again, the important thing is what you're playing in the bass. And then the same thing, 6 minor, glory in the highest. And then the bridge is just the simple angels from the realms of glory. Come and worship, worship Christ, 6 minor, 5, the newborn King. It's just simple.
Wow. Man, thanks so much for sharing the song with us. I can't wait for churches to hear this. I think it's going to be a great worship resource for them this year for Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Glory in the highest.